Listen up. Reality is free. Don't cost you a thing to look yourself in the mirror and to be honest about where you're at. A large part of changing your life, especially with money, is just being honest about where you're fucking up. Like, if you know that you only make, let's say, $2,000 a month, right? And you know your rent is $1,200. You are not somebody who can afford to do anything fun, right? And that sucks. It sucks. That's the reality, and it sucks. But it is the reality. And I think too often we lie to ourselves and we pretend that the reality that we want to be true is true. Like, I hear people say all the time, well, I shouldn't have to work X amount of hours to be able to afford to live. Okay, you're right. But you do. So what you gonna do about it, right? Like, you can't protest reality. I think that's the part that I think people don't really seem to get. You could be tired. You could be morally justified in being angry with the system. You could be furious with your employer. You could feel like none of this is fair. But at the end of the day, you still have to figure out how to eat. So the way I look at it is reality is free. And I say reality is free because what I see a lot of people do is they spend money when they don't work to escape their reality, right? I used to be somebody who did this a lot too. You say, oh yeah, it's Friday. I'm about to go out and have some fun. Forget about this whole crappy week that I had. All right. And then what happens on Monday? You come back. Well, really, it happens on Sunday. You come back Sunday. You wake up on Sunday and you know Monday is right around the corner. And you know you spent money you didn't have. And now you're looking in the fridge like, well, damn. Groceries are expensive as fuck. How I'ma eat well and I don't got no money? Reality. See, if you spend time running from reality, reality seems that much worse when you have to come back. Like, and you always got to come back. That's why I spend so little time doing things that I think a lot of people find fun. Like when I tell people what I do every day and like my lifestyle, people would say that I'm boring. And I understand why you think that. Like, I go to the gym, I work, I hang out with my family, I eat, I sleep. That's pretty much my life. And y'all can say that's boring, but you gotta understand what's boring for y'all is fun for me. I like my life. I don't feel the need to run to something that gives me dopamine because I don't like what's going on every day. And I think that's kind of the problem, is that a lot of us don't like our life. So then we justify things that are fun and act as if that's the equivalent of living. Like, oh, if you're not going to experience X, Y, and Z, then you ain't living. Says who? Says who? The only reason you feel like you have to go do those things, in my opinion, is because you don't like being where you're at. You don't like being at home. You don't like being with the people you got to be with. You don't like looking in your fridge and seeing the same fucking food. You don't like it. You don't like your job. You don't like it. So you really got two options. You can spend time building the life you like so you don't have to escape. That's what I would choose to do. Or you could wait till Friday and every Friday spend money you ain't got to try to run away from the reality that's going to be waiting for your ass on Monday. That's really your options. And most people choose the latter. They choose to go out here, spend money they know they don't got, and then those same mofos be on social media talking about how unfair the world is and how they can't afford to eat well. They talk about fucking food deserts and shit. Like, when I honestly want to feel for y'all. I do. But when you talk to me about a food desert and your last post was talking about how you and the girlies was in Cancun, I have a hard time, dog. Like I have a hard time relating. I can't understand that. You cannot tell me in one sentence that you need to go do these things because you don't want to miss life and mental health and experiences with the people. You can't do all that and then turn around and be like, I don't know how I'm gonna eat. That's not gonna work. And what's crazier about it is you knew it wasn't gonna work when you did it. Because again, it was your reality you're running from. You weren't running to something you enjoyed. You were running away from something you hated. That's why I am not like, I want to go travel. I'm excited for that, but that time will come. I don't feel like if I don't do it the next year or 2 years that I'm missing something. Like, that's another thing I hear people say all the time. Well, if you wait till your late 30s or your 40s, you're not even going to be in good enough shape. Says who? Y'all are decrepit by 40? What the hell's going on? No, I spend my days taking care of myself and nurturing my environment and my family. That's what I find peace in. I find peace in that. I find peace when I come home and my wife is not stressed the fuck out because she's not working 60-hour weeks in corporate America. I find great peace in the fact that my daughter can come back from the library at 11 a.m. in the middle of the day because she's not sitting in a classroom waiting for 17 other motherfuckers to find out what 2 + 2 is. She spent the time with my wife, learning at her pace. I'm trying to tell you that reality is free because it doesn't cost you anything to look in the mirror and say, here's the parts of my life that I don't care for. And it's that discomfort that is making me go spend in other places because I'm trying to run from it. Don't run from your reality, face it. Because your life can get a whole lot better. And then when it does, I think you're gonna find, at least for me, this is what I found, that all the shit that people say you need to live a fruitful life is bullshit. You don't need any of that. Those people are running. They are running as fast as they can away from a reality they hate. And the thing about reality is too, as much as you could complain and blame a lot of other people for why the world is why it is, your life is a direct product of the choices that you make. As shitty as your employer is, they did not make you spend money on the weekends. They didn't make you go eat out. They didn't make you spend money on all your subscriptions. They're not the ones paying for cable. They didn't make you go get the new iPhone. This is the shit we do to ourselves. And admitting it to ourselves, reality, is free. Fix your reality so that you don't have to run from it. And then I believe you can have a life where you don't feel pressured, where you don't feel like you have to do stuff right away. You can move at your own pace because then you say, you know what? I'll get to that other shit when I get to it. I'm enjoying my life right now. Anyway, y'all ponder that. Y'all let me know what you think. Shit, I'm sure there's people saying, you full of shit. All right, bet. As full of shit as I am, though, I'm happy where I'm at. Before you leave a negative comment, ask yourself why you so mad about your own life. Reality is free. I'll talk to y'all later.